And welcome to our first 2025 episode of Coach Keyton and Crawford here in the Crawford Podcasting Network. I hear at Grand Traverse Spy Company. Oh God, it's great to be healthy. It's great to be healthy.
To be alive.
I will never take health for granted. I never had before, and I plan on never doing it again.
It's great to be alive.
Yeah, I just took a 6 or 7 day bout with I can't remember the days blurred with COVID, and I'm just so thrilled to be back with Carrie. Missed last week's podcast. We have so much to uncover. It's uncanny the amount of volume. We'll try to condense it to 20 minutes. We try to make 20 minutes our goal. Football, a little college basketball. The two Michigan State, Michigan, both 3-0, top of the Big Ten. Basketball with 2 road wins apiece. So Michigan State in particular looking really impressive. That win at Ohio State.
Buckeyes.
That got my attention.
Yeah.
They've got my attention.
They're playing well.
My Spartan friend.
They're playing well.
Yeah, they are. And that hockey team is too. Yeah. So,
yeah, that was a great game last night.
So I've been watching the Detroit Lions since 1960. I mean, as far as remembering the season vividly, 1965. Okay. 6-7-1. Milt Plum, the quarterback. Pat Studd still at flanker. Alex Karras, Joe Schmidt, that team. Okay.
Kerry was still swimming around in stomachs.
You weren't even a pollywog. I don't think so.
Wasn't even a thought.
So tonight, 8:20 on NBC. In that span of that nearly 60 years, 6 decades, this is the biggest regular season game by far.
Not even close.
Not even close. I had a friend of mine who was in LA last night for the Michigan basketball game in USC. And he sends me this video late at night in the concourse. Michigan won the basketball game, but the focus was "Let's go Lions," because there's a lot of obviously people who have transcended into LA residency
to the warmth.
Yeah, over the years, and a lot of Michigan, a lot of Big Ten alumni all over in LA, and a lot of Michigan fans there, and it's "Let's go Lions." I swear to God, it looked like Ford Field concourse. It was crazy. So the anticipation, but man, you talk about a game tonight that's winner take all, and the loser is just gets smacked in the face, having to go on the road as a 5th seed.
You don't want me to talk about that.
At 14-2, both of these teams are brilliant.
I get infuriated talking about that.
What would you do to fix that?
He just needs to go to a 1-8 system.
Right, of seeding.
Yeah. 1 and 2 get
Same
buys.
thing with the college football playoffs.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
It's not fair.
It's not fair at all.
NFC North is arguably the best conference in the NFL this year.
So you got to go on the road and play Tampa?
At 14-3. Make that make sense.
But just take care of business tonight. The Lions are a 3-point favorite, but man, all the pundits seemingly, and it's not like a hate on the Lions or disrespect the Lions. It's just they think the injury bug on that defensive side of the ball is finally going to catch up with them tonight.
Yeah, because Minnesota has so many weapons on offense. I think that's what turns the tide now. The home crowd. That should give you some points.
I would think.
That could be the difference maker there to help them. But Minnesota playing the dome all year and it's loud as heck in there too. Now I know it's on their side, but they just went and bought 2,000 tickets. And the Vikings bought 2,000 tickets and sold them to their season fans for $200.
Good Lord.
So I mean, not that 2,000 is gonna make a difference.
Well, I mean, there's 63,000 other fans gonna be making your life miserable.
But out of those 63, how many still gonna be Minnesota fans as well, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
It's gonna be interesting. But I think because of their offensive skill, that's gonna. They're gonna have to outscore them.
In the category, I didn't see this coming. Sam Darnold at the start of the season.
It's amazing.
JJ goes down, and he's like, okay, this is the.
It's amazing what happens when you get around people who are that are good. There's a good organization. He was in 2 dumpster fires with the Jets and the Panthers.
Yeah.
And he finally gets somewhere with some stability and some defense and a coach that can coach and breed some success and positive into you. Because Sam Darnold, as great as talented he is, he struggled at SC too.
Yeah.
You know, but
They got great
you know, happy
receivers.
for him. Happy for him. Him man, well, Jared Goff too, for that matter. But
Yeah.
you know,
Lions got to execute
Coach.
tonight offensively, and man, defensively it's going to
that
be
defense, man.
it's going to be a struggle.
They got to get some. They got good, like you talk about. Got to get some turnovers.
Yeah.
Got to get some big turnovers,
Yeah.
but capitalize on your turnovers. You can't just get them.
Right.
You got to score on them.
Yeah.
You know,
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a
Oh,
long
yeah.
day waiting for that game. You know, it's funny. Sunday night, right before everybody goes, you know, I call it the winter vacation. You know, after, you know, everybody goes back to school. The first Monday in January, Monday morning block. Well, the very next previous night, 8:20 kickoff, where people are having to go to bed by about
11:30,
midnight.
12, yeah.
At the very last part of this vacation is this crown jewel of game that everybody's been waiting for several weeks.
I mean, that's, you know, it's. I never realized it because I just never had to realize it. But you know, not to be the Debbie Downer of anything, but once you know my mom passed away, like after Christmas, after New Year's depression stuff, it's like real deal, man. And people, I mean, because all the excitement, it's like building up. Like you talk about this game is building up, and then after the holidays, you get that letdown.
Well, yeah, because I remember in corporate America, you're looking at the calendar and it's like, I don't need, there's nothing, there's no vacation weekend or Memorial Day. Are we waiting until that? You know, it's crazy, and in the doldrums. That's why, you know, it's like when you're in college football, it's like winning your bowl game, like the Michigan Wolverines did in an unexpected fashion. 23 of their players not playing for either going in the portal or opting out, and they beat Alabama. That was just like found gold. But what it does is bowl wins to me, and I know you and I were talking about a lot of the bowl games going on. The Big Ten did terrific, 8-5 or 9-5 right now. And two teams in the CFP semifinals in Penn State and Ohio State. But it warms the winter when your team wins the bowl game. Just momentum, you know?
Just in general, we talked about this for years at Everett. Coaching, like when the football team does well,
Yeah.
the whole school's in a better
I think
positive
it's the centerpiece.
situation. There's
I
no question
agree.
about it.
It's the centerpiece.
No question about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's happier.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you know, you're training your kids in the off season when you're coming off on a good. You always want to end on a good note.
Absolutely.
And there's, you know,
And that's why, to me,
a lot of Big Ten teams happy right now,
That's
including
why-
Minnesota last night.
yeah,
or
they
a
won
couple
like
nights ago.
6 or 7 in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing better than ending on a win.
Yeah.
But that's why, to me, that's why bowl games are so important, because
agree.
you get an opportunity to go. Here, put it this way, like I told my friend who, you know, they know I'm not a fan of the college football. It doesn't do anything for me, because at the end of the day, it's all a money grab for them. It doesn't really, because look at Indiana, SMU, Clemson,
Yeah.
and who's the fourth one?
Boise State?
No, they
What?
played. They played.
What are
They
you
had to
talking about?
bye. They went and played a game, and their season's over, and they have nothing to show for it.
Well, I understand, but,
They
but half the bowl teams lose
But
their.
that's okay. I still get to go somewhere and have, like,
That's a bowl
whoever
game.
loses in the Bahamas Bowl today.
That was
I got
yesterday.
yesterday. I get to go to the Bahamas.
I know.
I get a week. I get a week in
That's the
paradise.
Buffalo Bulls, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a
But-
good coach,
But
man.
those
They turned
first
that-
4 games in that playoff,
Yeah.
Indiana went to Notre Dame,
Yeah.
got stroked, and went home. And got nothing to show for it except a little patch on the uniform and $4 million. See you later.
That was a bowl game for them.
But-
I mean, that's
but
a bowl
it's-
game.
but it's not, though.
You're in the CFP,
But it's not. It's
Well-
not. You get to go freeze your butt off at South Bend.
Well, I mean,
and
that's
take a butt whooping.
Yeah, but you have an opportunity to go after a national championship, and I know a lot of other
Okay,
teams. that
and you really thought, okay, Mr. Signetti,
Well,
you thought you were really going to win
go.
national
No,
championship?
well, you know, for a guy who shoots his mouth off all season long, I don't have a lot of sympathy for him. And
That's my point.
And he had no quality wins, but anyway,
you have to fix that. That's the first thing they got
I
to
think
do.
they're going to do the seeding thing, the same thing in the NFL. So that, and I know you were disappointed with your Steelers last night and Russell Wilson. So my condolences to that.
My positive teams, the Ducks got duck walked.
Yes.
Who, if anybody says that the Buckeyes are not the best football team playing right now, something wrong with them.
You know,
They are.
I have some UT fans in my circle of friends, and I wished them luck against. I told them the secret formula to beat Ohio State. Just put on a winged helmet.
Change your uniform.
No, put on a winged helmet. Lock City, baby. You'll win the freaking game. Trust me.
The Buckeyes are going to go Big Ten back-to-back national championships.
I tell you what, they were like,
Lights
man,
out.
when they were like
Lights out.
unbelievable.
Lights out.
Jeremiah Smith is
Woo. Like I said, like we talked
another
about before,
level.
if there's any
He's a man among
any
boys.
person, any reason to get rid of the 3 years and then I could go pro, is him.
Well, I mean, but you
He's-
don't have to do that now,
NFL
Kerry.
ready.
You're getting paid in
Well, I
college
understand
football.
that, but I'm saying he's NFL ready right now.
There is a cavernous gap, what I call 1 and 1A, the wide receiving core. Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams at Alabama. I mean, they're different category. I thought they were both on a par to start, and then he kind of flattened out at the end. Ryan Williams at Alabama.
He didn't show up very
But,
well against
yeah.
the Wolverines.
Yeah.
Against, but
Well, okay, what's
then
okay.
again, you know, I'm not like Jalen Milroe, but I'm just no.
He's opting for the NFL now.
Yeah,
so
which
good luck with that.
Yeah.
What's going to happen Thursday night and Friday night with the CFP playoffs? Penn State, Notre Dame. Notre Dame got my attention because of their physicality, which has been lacking for 20, 25 years, of what I see optically. They're just different.
I agree. They run the ball and their defensive front is different.
Dominant.
Like you said, they're
Dominant.
very different.
Yeah.
Now, I'm picking Notre Dame in this game only because
Because of the guy who's coaching the other team.
James Franklin will find a way to mess it up.
I knew that was going to be part of your formula.
He's going to find a way because he tried to lose the Boise game. If you don't keep handing the ball off to 13, you're averaging 8 yards a run, and now you want to start throwing the ball over the place. Like how? These guys are making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And you trying to lose these games. Just run the friggin' football. They're killing Boise. Boise had no answers. Sarkisian, same way. You're running the ball. You have success. All of a sudden, you will start throwing it all over the place.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're in a fight.
Yeah.
You give those teams that, believe in themselves enough, you give them a reason to stay there. Like George used to say, never encourage a turd. You let them hang around long enough, the next thing you know, they start believing that they can beat you.
Everybody's painting this as a home game in Dallas at AT&T in Arlington for the Texas Longhorns. And granted, there will be a lot of burnt orange in that statement. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man. Scarlet and Gray will be representative.
The Buckeyes got money.
Buy their way in. They'll find a way to get in.
There'll be plenty of people.
And the other thing is they got the better team. By far.
No question.
By far. I think Texas is limping in. I mean, just the way execution-wise they're playing.
And the fact that they had to play an extra game that they should not have had to play.
Yeah. But think about it. Well, it's like when they had buys in the NCAA tournament, you were back in high school back then. It's like that. There was always a lot of upsets when the team that had the bye got on the court for the first time, and they played the team that had to play the first game, and that's what's happening in the CFP.
What did you say? You said court. You're not getting beat up playing basketball.
That's true.
I don't care who.
Yeah, but they were in the
against.
groove.
You still the physical toll that your body
Getting is going to
takes.
catch up. Ohio State's had to play. They all had to play the same amount of games.
No question.
So that's an even.
But we're
variable.
talking about Ohio State, and you're able to have more people because you got a better squad.
If you get Travion Henderson out in space, if you actually have a dual threat offense, wow. I mean, that's basically throwing the ball to set up the run.
All the Ohio State fans that I'll be the first one to say it. I just say he needed to be fired, but I say he better fix something because everything that they did, bringing in the people they brought in, the players, the coaches, and to get beat by Michigan, that's unacceptable.
So, okay.
But now here you are, all this offense. Like, where was that a month ago?
Well, we're both in agreement. I mean, we both have Ohio State beating Texas.
Yes.
You know, I don't necessarily want that to happen. Notre Dame, Penn State.
I'm going Marcus Freeman. I like Marcus Freeman.
I do too.
I'm good to nod to Notre Dame there.
Yeah,
Unless
this Riley Leonard is an interesting dude. The
running
transfer from
quarterback.
Duke. You know, he threw the ball for 80, he ran the ball for 90. It's like, he kind of did the Trent Dilfer thing, you know, managed the game.
But again, though, what was the key to that game?
The defense.
It was
special
the
team.
Michigan State game up right before halftime.
Oh, yeah.
Run the ball.
Yeah.
Go to halftime. You got the backup quarterback in. But no, Steve Sarkisian, you're doing stuff that you don't need to be. I mean, Kirby Smart, dumb at that point.
Well,
Run the
Mike
ball.
Bobo's the OC, and it probably went on him.
Well, yeah, but Kirby's got a headset on.
That's true.
No, run the ball. Let's go to halftime. We're winning, whatever. Or we're down 6-3. We get the ball. No, we're gonna. Notre Dame has the ball second half. We get that. We need to go in and regroup.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're playing well. But no, now you give up a tutty. And then you give up a kickoff return.
That's just after they nailed that free throw that field goal. That kicker had been struggling.
Yeah.
And he looked pretty good.
So you have to put your kids in the best positions to be successful.
Right.
Don't set the kid up for failure. Just run the ball.
Right.
Go to halftime. You're good.
So we both. I think Notre Dame's going to win too. I hope Penn State. I want the Big Ten, other than Ohio State.
But Penn State could definitely win the ball game. That's not a question. They could definitely win the ball game if he allows. I think they could run if they can run the football, which I think they can.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be here next Sunday, and we'll be talking about the national championship game, which will be 8 days later, January 20th, national championship game. Isn't that crazy? It's a long season.
Either they have to move the season up a week, or go back to 11 games.
Yeah.
It's too long.
Yeah.
And because we talk about things like the portal and all that kind of stuff, everybody's complaining about when the portal is. Like, either the portal can only be one time, because what happens is what they're complaining about. The word is now it has to be there if they're going to move, because the academic year starts.
Yeah, you can't make a decision on January 20th.
You can't make a decision because of sports.
Right.
That's if we do, then we're just answering our own question.
Right.
Like, no, athletics is more important than which is just the dumbest thing ever. Like, it's a sport. Like, because I have not argument, but one of my friends, was talking about Michigan State. Well, I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, I'm not losing any sleep over any of this because I don't really care. It doesn't affect me like that. But you can't make these decisions like the portal. Yeah, it's got to be right at the end of the season,
right,
or it has to be in the spring. And you're not going to be able to go do the spring ball. You're just going to be able to go in the summertime,
right?
Which that might slow down a lot of that too.
Well, before my cough starts coming back, I want to thank everybody for listening here on episode number 1, 2025. Coach Keyton and Crawford here in Crawford Podcasting Network. We'll be here next Sunday, and Happy New Year to everybody, and so great to be back with you here.
Yes, sir. Great to have you back, brother.
All right, till next time.
Go Green.
Go Blue.